Welcome, everybody, to Module 1, Lesson 2, why now is the best time to start your practice. So, saying that, let's jump into it. Why are patients looking for more personalized care today?
Yeah, I think it's just about how things have been marketed to them, right? There's so many times that they get bombarded with, hey, this is what you need, this specialist, you need to see this specialist, which is great for us, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't mind it at all. But right now is a perfect time to start. One, there's no better time than right now, right? Just because today is one step closer to where you want to be than if you wait till tomorrow, right? But then also, just like what you're saying, I mean, it is spot on, but there's more marketing, there's more specialty-based care going on, and it's very important to take advantage of it.
You know, the old saying, it's about planting a tree. The best time to plant was 10 years ago, but the next best time is today. So that's the same thing with the practice. So how can technology make it easier to start a practice now?
Yeah, I think now you have AI-based things that will help you treatment plan, which makes it so much simpler. You have, intraoral scanners. You have all those type of things that make the actual patient experience better. But then you have resources, just like even silly things like social media, that you can reach out to other colleagues to help you, to find mentors, all those type of things. That it makes it easier to start your practice.
Yeah, you're not as segmented and alone. We talked about that in the last one. Being alone, you're more able to connect. And I think that goes into like financial strategies. What are some smart ways that people now can use getting their practice started?
Yeah, I mean, you can easily start with SBA loans, Small Business Administration loans. Those are easy, right? And then now private banks are a lot more willing to give doctors loans because they know that the risk is very low for them, right? This business model doesn't typically fail. So the idea that they have these custom plans for you is great as well. And then private equity is huge right now. So, you have all of these things that are moving in the background that will help you finance your practice.
So let's talk a little bit about leasing and new tools. How can that help your practice?
Yeah. So there's a couple of different ways. So leasing tools in general is a way that you can actually cut down on your expenses, right? You're not having this big overhead cost. Leasing in general, like just leasing space, will really help you to kind of cut down some of those huge over expenses at the beginning.
Yeah, and I think, just knowing, back to cash flow, knowing how much you have, what you can put out. Leasing is a great way, but I know, you can be fleeced at the same time.
That's right.
Just be cautious. You don't need the shiniest thing at the very beginning.
Yep. Shiny equipment is not always good equipment.
So let's jump into engagement, some activities that people can do for like planning their financial stuff. So what kind of loan would you pick to start a practice today?
Yeah, Small Business Administration loan, SBA loans, I think are great. They're governmentally backed. So really, it's a very safe, very easy application process. But then again, when I was opening my practice, I talked to a bunch of different people. So I talked to some banks, some local banks that were giving they call them dental loans or dentist loans. And they were really great with the terms and things like that. It was just that there was a little bit more paperwork involved, and I honestly didn't want to do all the administrative stuff. So
yeah. So what's one trend that you're excited about to use in the future of your office?
Yeah, in what aspect?
Kind of starting up a new part of your practice. It could be something that you're introducing. I know you got a lot of different things in there, but or it might be restructuring some financial sides of things. Like, what are you excited for on that?
Yeah, so in my personal practice, there's a couple of different things. I want to make sure that we're really honing in on profitability, right? So I want to make sure that we're getting closer to the 50% profit margins with our overall collections. When you first start off, you're really kind of in a weird spot with your overhead because a lot of money's not coming in, but your overhead expenses are still expensive, right?
Yeah.
So what I'm at my point in my career is I want to make sure that we are maximizing our time and our dollar.
I love it. Well, there you have it. That is lesson 2 of module 1. We'll see you in lesson 3.